Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbies and Kens, Chelseas of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Binging Barbie. I'm your host, Jay, and with me I have my co-host. Thank you for saving my life and for your superior nursing skills.
John! Yes. My
Yeah.
nursing skills that I apparently have that are very superior. Yes.
Yep, bringing it all the way back to the first movie we covered, Nutcracker, which is somewhat thematic here. Of course, this is a podcast about toy media franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. Usually we do episodes about movies such as the Barbie movies or Monster High. We are currently doing Transformers, but this week we're actually going to take a look back at all of the movies we've covered these last 2 years by ranking them all together. This was an idea I had because we had an idea for the second, or I had an idea for the second anniversary of the podcast, which was a few months ago, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really going to work out. We're saving that for a later date. And then
Yeah.
I missed our 100th episode, which was a little while back because we've done a lot of bonus episodes on like TV shows and stuff. But I was realizing I was putting stuff in on Letterboxd, which I update probably not as often as I should, and was realizing, oh, we're getting really close to having covered 100 movies. So technically, when you're listening to this, we have actually covered 101 movies because we just recently did an episode on Transformers 1, but we are recording this a little bit in advance. So we won't be ranking that one, but we will be ranking all of the other 100 movies we've covered. I've excluded TV shows just for my sanity, and because I think it's more interesting if we just do the movies.
Yes. So this is
Yeah,
just about roughly
it's gonna
over
be
2
chaotic.
years of our Binging Barbie podcast.
Yeah, yeah, and this is we're doing our rankings for anyone who hasn't listened to a rankings episode before. Each episode we give movies a score out of 25, or I guess for here there we convert it to a score out of 5, so our 5-star ranking. And that's a combination of our thoughts on the story, the characters, the acting, the visuals, and the sound. So we give each
Yes.
movie scores based on those things and then combine those all together to get our 5-star rating. So this entire list is based on those 5-star ratings. A lot of movies end up with the same rating, so we have tiebreakers for those. But yeah, we're just kind of throwing everything in the pot together, and it's interesting because both of us grade a lot of these things on a curve. So there are going to be rankings that are a little bit odd, certain things that make it
Yeah.
above other things, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting list.
Also,
Should be
like,
fun.
curbs are different depending on what series you're doing, so I may rate Barbie
Yeah.
films different from Nolan films or other films. So you might see
Yeah.
films that are, like, in weird spots in this list. That doesn't mean I like them personally at that spot. That just means that's how I rated them at the time of recording. So this should be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, don't take these rankings too seriously. This is more just an opportunity for us to kind of have a look back at everything we've done and have some fun with it. Um
Sure,
and yeah, if
yes.
you are interested.
Completely ill advised, but here we are.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you know us, we never do anything ill-advised, like start a podcast about Barbie movies.
What? No? What?
Yeah, and if you want to hear our full thoughts on any of these movies, we have episodes available on each of these. So if you're curious why something ended up where it is, you might you can just check out the episode and see what our
Yeah.
thoughts were. Oh,
Yeah.
also another thing to note, um I have been on all of the episodes. John has not always been on some of the episodes, so he doesn't have rankings for some of these movies. Just because I did a couple, went rogue and did a couple series by myself or with other guests. So, um, I believe that's only 7 movies though. So John will have
Yeah,
scores for
so
the other
I'm
93.
around for like 90% of the podcast,
Yeah,
so that's about right.
yeah. You didn't join us for the School for Good and Evil or any of those weird ones that I did.
You mean the
And
Greta
yeah, for
Gerwig
anyone who
ones?
is curious, yeah, the Gerwig ones, and there's a couple others that, for some reason or another, I don't have your score for. Um, but yeah, but yeah. Without any further ado, let's dive right into the list.
Sure. Yes.
Looks like someone's been auditing uglification.
So
Number
at number
100.
100, yeah, with a score of 2 out of 5, we have The School for Good and Evil. This is, of course, the Netflix movie based on the book of the same name. This was one that my sister Sarah and I did for a Halloween special. I read the book right before watching this, I think I had 2 days to read it. So quick sped through it, loved the book, sat down to watch the movie. The movie is not that great. Um, it's a pretty bad adaptation. It just doesn't have the magic that the book had. There are some great performances in it, but yeah, overall, just not quite there. John, you didn't give this a ranking. You were the smart one and
I
stayed away
was
from this
I was not
episode.
there for this. Yes. Unfortunately, our next one, I was here.
Apolline has some serious competition this year, and his name is Poppy.
Poppy. I love you, Poppy.
Oh, Poppy, te adoro.
So yeah, number
That was
99.
very important.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing sound
Number
clips for all of these.
Yeah. Okay. Number 99.
Yeah, number 99, we have Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2 with a score of 2 out of 5 as well. This is on my personal list, number 99, and on your personal list, this is number 92. The only reason it is that high for you is because, again, you don't have scores for 7 of these. So
That
yeah,
makes
this is
sense.
very low on your list as well.
Yeah. For reasons, of course. Reasons that you can check out the
Yeah,
podcast
this
episode
is
for. This was not a series that I wanted to
yeah,
do,
this is
but we did.
yeah. We had some fun with it, but yeah, this one was, I think, the biggest slog of the 3 for me. But yeah, next up,
Congratulations, Barbie.
Way to throw off the curve, Barbie.
number 98, The Barbie Diaries, with a score of 2.3 out of 5.
Yeah, this one. I it's funny just how in retrospect this film keeps personally getting higher and higher on my list, but it's always at the bottom of our rankings.
Yeah, it's one of those that, yeah, as we've thought about it more afterwards, it holds up story and character wise better than a lot of the things that are ranked above it. Now, one of the big things bringing this down is the visuals, which are, this is the ugliest movie we've watched for this podcast. Like, there's no
Well,
question about it.
I mean, I'll argue that, but sure, let's just say it is.
Yeah. It's just kind of a nothing movie visually, but then story wise there's actually some clever writing, sort of a riff on Mean Girls or Clueless. But yeah, there's just a lot of things to like in it, but also when we watched it at first, I mean, we kind of didn't know what else was coming. This was one of the early Barbie movies we covered. So, but yeah, on
This
my
was a lot
personal
of
list,
fun.
this has, yeah, On my personal list, this is at number 95, and on your list, you actually had this quite a bit higher at number 89. Anything else before we move on?
No.
Okay. So, at number 97,
Ladies and gentlemen, Poppy, give it up for Black Labbit.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva la Fiesta.
Oh boy.
This is the same as Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, like quality-wise, except for
It's
me,
worse.
there are 3 or 4 scenes that really work. Yeah, John, you think this is worth... You have this ranked at number 93. I have this at number 89. This is your lowest ranked of any of the movies.
Yeah, no. Nothing about this film really worked for me. So, again, you can check out our episode to listen about why.
Yeah. For me, Chloe plays the piano, and it is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in the Beverly Hills
She
Chihuahua
played
franchise.
it in the second one, too.
Oh, I must have missed that. I thought it was only... I don't know. I was asleep for part of the second one. But yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So, at number 96... Barbie
Why?
Dreamtopia.
Why did you have to play that song, man? I had finally lived with myself getting rid of it from my head. Now it's back. It's just a dream away.
It's a catchy song. Yeah. It's kind of the worst of like those catchy kids songs. It just kind of grabs to your brain and you can't get it. Yeah,
I just wish that the show matched the catchiness of the song. I'll say.
Yeah. It's
this is technically not a film.
The movie. Well, this is specifically just the movie we're talking about here, the like 40-minute special.
It's a special.
Yeah. We gave this a score of 2.4 out of 5. On my list, this is number 87. I think maybe because the animation is different from what we had seen before in a way that I enjoyed. You have this at 91, so just barely above the Beverly Hills Chihuahua sequels. Yeah, this is, I think, of the movies we've watched for this podcast, this is probably aimed at the youngest audience. And it really shows just in terms of the aesthetic and the tone of it. It's not one of those kids things that is enjoyable for people who are not children.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yep. Well, yeah. Number 95. We have High School Musical China, College Dreams. This has a score of 2.4 out of 5. This is, I think, the first guest episode we're talking about. My sister Emma was with us for this. I gave this a ranking, or on my list, this is 85. John, this is not ranked on your list. You redacted your scores from this one.
Yeah, this was one where I technically didn't watch the film. I had it playing, but I wasn't watching it. I was doing other stuff because I was done with High School Musical by this point.
Yeah, this was one of the surprise High School Musicals that we didn't realize going in we would be watching. I think it has some redeeming qualities, but story-wise, there's not much there. And all of the songs are like about math is important. And that kind of like, we need to be good students for our future. Like there's no character in the songs. It just leads to something that's like not quite as good as it should be. But yeah, number 94.
Most of you will not survive the cut. There is no room on my squad for dead weight.
Monster High, New Ghoul at School.
Yes, the 20-minute first episodes of the web series. Technically not a film, but here we are.
Yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, it's not a movie. I put it here just because, yeah, to get to our 100. But as a movie, it doesn't work. As an introduction to Monster High, it is not a good place to start. It's just very exactly what you would expect. Yeah, it's the 20-minute sort of introduction, and then we have a bunch of shorter episodes of varying quality. Yeah. It's kind of odd to be that like this one is one of the ones that was available to purchase on like digital platforms, whereas some of the later Monster High movies that are better are completely unavailable to watch without jumping through some weird hoops of like, I think one of them I had to subscribe to Paramount Plus on YouTube. That was the only way to watch it. So yeah, this is just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of a nothing movie. So yeah, on my personal list, it's at 92. You have it at 88. Again, yours is a little bit higher just because you don't have those bottom 7 movies.
This is, for me, held up only by the nostalgia of watching it live, but yeah.
Yeah, on to number 93.
Sprinkles, I don't think you want to jump off the bed in those.
Barbie presents Thumbelina. With a score of 2.5 out of 5. This is halfway through the score is exactly in the middle. I have this one very, very low on my list at 98. You have it a little bit higher at 83. And I think that reflects our thoughts on the movie.
This was one that I enjoyed much more than you did.
Yeah, it was...
No, the parts I didn't like, you liked. The parts you didn't like, I liked. So
Though I think there were parts that neither of us liked as well. But yeah, because I liked the villain, you didn't like the villain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was our big contentious thing.
Yeah.
You can listen to our episode to hear us talk more about that one.
Maybe I should too, because I don't remember. Yeah, this was 2 years ago, so
Yep. Well, yeah, on to number 92.
I am directly below the enemy scrotum.
With a score of 2.6 out of 5. This is my number 97 and your number 85. This is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The worst of these Transformers movies?
So far, that we've seen so far.
Yep.
But typically regarded as the worst.
Yeah, it's not...
I mean, you could listen to our episode. That wasn't really our best recording time, but honestly, this is not the best film to talk about, so...
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's a movie. Listen to our episode. We just recently recorded our episode on that one. But yeah, on to number 91.
Please don't tell my dad. He'd kill me if I wasn't undead.
Yeah, with a score of 2.6 out of 5. Monster High, the movie. This is on my list at number 90, on your list at number 87. Yeah, this is a musical.
Yeah.
It's
first live action for Monster High.
Yeah, which I think they do a good job with like the makeup for a TV movie is pretty good.
It is
The
everything you expect for a TV movie, essentially.
yeah. Yeah, there's some fun elements and some interesting ideas, but overall it's just not great. Yeah. On to number 90.
You have no idea how bad I wish we could be on your podcast, but, you know.
Yeah.
Barbie, A Perfect Christmas, with a score of 2.6
Oh,
out of
yeah.
5. This is my number 94, your number 82. This is a weird one. This is the first
It
of the Barbie and her
is
sisters
a weird one.
movies.
Yeah.
It's just the plot isn't there. The characters are fine. Like Barbie has some interesting stuff in here about sort of feeling responsible for her sisters and trying to give them like the perfect Christmas even though they're stuck in, is it like Wisconsin or something?
Somewhere.
In this random hotel. But yeah, overall it's just there's not much interesting going on.
It was a step down in quality from what we had been getting, for sure.
Yeah. I think the animation as well. Like this is the one where everyone has weird teeth. A thing that becomes a little bit more consistent once, because this is a different studio than did the previous Barbie movies. And their style kind of took a while to become good. Um but yeah, anyway, at number 89.
Now I'm like totally banned from the salon.
I've been banned from salon since birth.
My hair doesn't grow on account of it being from a dead person.
With a score of 2.7 out of 5, we have Monster High 2. This is the sequel to the first live action Monster High. Not the second Monster High movie, as it might sound. This is actually the last of the Monster High movies, at least thus far. I don't know if there are plans for a sequel yet. But yeah, this one, I think we kind of had similar thoughts to the first one. This is maybe ranked a little bit higher because we had a guest on this episode, my friend Cass. But yeah, this is on my list. This is 88. On your list, this is 90. So kind of in a similar position for us. Though I guess on your list with the missing scores, that's actually a bit lower than I have it on mine adjusted.
Right. Yeah. This one I liked less than the first film, I think.
Yeah. I think I might have liked it a little bit more, but not a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. It's not super interesting by itself. But yeah, number 88.
That all endings are merely beginnings waiting to be born.
Bionicle, The Legend Reborn. The score of 2.5 or 2.7 out of 5, which is a number 96 on my list, number 63 on your list. You actually liked this quite a bit more than I did, or our guest Toa.
Yeah, I wasn't on that episode, so I can't recall the specific reasons. It's really mainly nostalgia and probably just animation quality. But yeah,
I think there was also, because Toa and I talked a lot on the episode about this was, and I chose the clip for a specific reason for this one. First, it was basically the only clip I could find that was usable. Second is because this is Bionicle's attempt at a sort of soft reboot, and it fell completely flat, didn't work out. They canceled the line a few years later. So there's a lot of potential here, but the fact that it never gets sort of brought forward, like we never see this one setting up this big giant robot fight that's going to happen at some point in the future, but we never get to see it. So it's kind of like, oh, I wish they did the big giant robot fight instead of whatever this movie was. Now, I think you gave it a slightly higher score because you were looking at that missed potential a little differently than Toa or I were looking at it. More hopefully, I think. Or optimistically. I don't know.
I don't remember
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, you can listen to the episode. And I believe on the Bionicle rankings episode, you gave some of your more in-depth thoughts on the movie. But yeah, on to number 87.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man. Get that thing to stop!
Transformers 2007 with a score of 2.8 out of 5. Number 82 on my list, number 74 on your list, so a little bit higher. I know you said you had a lot of nostalgia for this.
I mean, I saw this one in theaters, for sure. It introduced me to Transformers, so...
Yeah.
I also like the simplicity of the story, so...
Okay, yeah. Compared to, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say the story is simple, but compared to the other Transformers movies that we've seen thus far,
it is simple.
I would
It's
say,
made complicated by the dialogue.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. It is 2.5 hours long for some reason. It's an interesting artifact. And I know you like the action a lot. I wasn't as big of a fan of the action, but I think that's part of why it's a bit higher on your list than mine. So yeah, number 86.
I'm not falling. We're not falling. Why are we not falling?
Score of 2.8 out of 5. This is number 83 on my list, number 86 on your list. Of course, Barbie in Princess Power. Barbie's first and so far only superhero movie.
Oh, yeah. Let it stay that way.
I wouldn't mind them revisiting the concept with specifically better animation. This is the one where Barbie bears more visual resemblance to Gollum than one would hope.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think looking back on it, the story is fine. It's a very typical superhero origin story, but yeah, it's fine. It's not good, but it's not the worst movie that we've seen for the podcast, as you can probably tell from our rankings here. And on to number 85.
That's your I have a plan pose. So, do you have a plan? Please tell me you have a plan.
Yes.
With a score of 2.8 out of 5. Barbie and Stacy to the rescue. This is the most recent of the Barbie movies.
Yes, it is.
This one is interesting because we have a bit of a split in our rankings here. This is my number 93, your number 61.
I don't know why it's at that high, but there was something there.
If I'm remembering, because again, we're grading some of these on a different curve, and we kind of readjust our curve every once in a while. But I think going back to this one, you were using your scores from the previous Barbie movies to rank or to rate this one, whereas I was doing more. At that point, we had seen like the Monster High movies and other things, so my score is not on as much of a curve, which leads to this one being one of my lowest ranked, and this one sort of in the middle of your list. I think our thoughts on this are similar.
Yeah, I mean, it's a disappointing film because we were looking for the Stacy film, and it was just like a 20-minute plot stretched out to an hour.
Yeah. It is disappointing. Well, yeah, on to number 84.
MONSTER.
monsters, monsters so bizarre.
Monster High, Fright On, with a score of 2.9 out of 5. Yeah, this is Monster High. This is the second one. This is the one with like the plot about racism, with werewolves and vampires.
About half of them are about racism.
Yeah, I think of them, this one has some interesting elements, but
Was
it's
this
always
the one
difficult.
with Van Helscream in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one I really like the 2D animation of these early Monster High movies. I'm kind of disappointed that they moved away from that rather than sort of improving on it over time.
It's also a matter of those character designs were made for 2D, and a lot of them didn't exactly translate the best to 3D.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to our episode for our full thoughts on this one. I have this at 81, you have it at 84. So kind of in the same ballpark.
We vaguely enjoyed it somewhat.
Yeah.
We enjoyed Abby, that's for sure.
Yes. I think this is the first time we saw Abby, which, yeah, she's the best.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to find one of her lines for this one, but I couldn't. But there may be some more of her later on the list. Yeah. Number 83.
Oh, yeah.
High School Musical, the original, with a score of 2.9 out of 5. Yeah, this, I think we have to address why this is so low on the list here, because I think this is the biggest gap between our rankings. I have this at number 91. You have this at 48.
Yeah.
This is one that we disagreed on quite a bit.
This one is my favorite of the trilogy. I am nostalgic to this one. You're nostalgic more towards the second one. Our histories differ.
Yeah, this is one that, like, I loved as a kid. Watching it back as an adult, it doesn't work as well for me. But then, yeah, the second one for some reason works so much better for me, whereas you have sort of the opposite. So, yeah, this is probably a bit lower than it should be, just based on some of the things that are above it. But, I mean, it started it all.
It is. Also, like, the next film compared to High School Musical is something.
Yes. Right above High School Musical at number 82.
Yeah.
I can't understand this. You said you spoke Estonian. It's not Estonian. It's backwards.
Tenet. Christopher Nolan's Tenet, with a score of 3.1 out of 5. Yeah, talk about Tenet.
Yeah, Tenet. This was a Nolan film that is not one of his best, but it's still pretty solid. Most of Nolan films are good, or really solid. This one was just leaning too hard on a concept that is cool, but it was really missing like the emotional beat of the story.
Yeah, this is one that I have seen. At this point, I think I've seen it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
and each
same.
time I like it a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
It's just missing the, as you were saying, the emotion of the Nolan movies, but also even like there's a line in the movie where one of the characters says, "Don't try to understand it, feel it." And most of the defenses I've seen of this movie is that that's what you're supposed to do with the movie, which is fine in concept, but the movie spends half of its runtime, more than half of its runtime, trying to explain itself rather than just allowing you to feel the vibes of the movie. So yeah, it's a disappointing one. I think production and like technically it's so impressive though that it's kind of disappointing this is this far down on the list, especially beneath number 81.
Was that one nuts?
swinging on chandeliers since before I learned to walk.
Monster High, Friday Night Frights, with a score of 3.1 out of 5.
This is the roller skate one.
Yes. Well, Skulltimate Roller Race, John.
Yes.
Come on, don't disrespect the sport.
I don't care about the sport. I'm here for Rebecca's steam.
Yes, Rebecca is the best. Abby is in this one. She has some good moments.
Yes.
I don't think I ever told you, but I actually bought the video game tie-in for this movie.
Okay.
Which is a racing game. It's not great. I was excited because there's a 2-player mode. So I was gonna play with my sisters. I was like, oh, we can race against each other. The 2-player mode is you're playing as a character by yourself, and then every once in a while your character runs out of stamina, so you switch with the second player.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense.
You're just sitting around, and then the person's like, oh no, I'm running out of stamina, are you ready for me to switch? And it isn't like, it doesn't give you time, like there's no grace period, so you have to be hand on the accelerate, like finger on the accelerator button, ready to steer the second that the switch goes through. It took a while. It's not a good game, but yeah. This movie is the whole thing of the movie is like, girls can play sports too, which, yeah, that's a good message. It's just kind of, especially this came out in like the early 2010s, so it just kind of feels like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, it's also like the whole concept and story was kind of outdated at this point, because the whole girls can play sports had been like done to death even by the 2000 standards. So this was just like, this is like showing up when the party was done 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, really lacked a more interesting plot line. But speaking of lacking more interesting plot lines, number 80.
I'm not going anywhere. And neither are you. Zomboys!
Welcome to Monster High, with a score of 3.1 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the reboot.
This is G2 for Monster High.
I think for me, I maybe rank this a little bit lower just because the jump from G1 to G2 was a bit jarring, because G1 did a really good job setting up interesting characters that then disappeared into the background. So it kind of felt like it never hit its full potential. So then switching over to G2 was just such a jump, and we have a new art style that's a little more cutesy. The animation is better, quite a bit better.
A lot better. But like the whole world building is just it's weird, because here, like our school, the girls that we follow, they create the school.
Yeah.
So
it's the origin story of Monster High. Yeah, I have this at number 84, so a little bit further down. You have this at number 66. I think you were a little, yeah. And also, I think it's worth noting at this point that you gave a lot of movies very similar scores. So
yes, correct.
Some of the rankings here in the middle of the list are a little bit, it's, you gave it 0.1 higher in story, so it jumps up 50 places. Maybe not 50 places, but
yeah.
Whereas my scores are a little bit more spread out and wildly all over the place. So there's the rankings here. Again, don't take the rankings too seriously. This is a chance for us to revisit our podcast and have some fun here. But yeah, number 79.
It is a visual and therefore a visceral betrayal. Stop it.
Transformers,
We just did
Dark
this
of the
one.
Moon. Yeah, we just recorded this. This was last week's
Mhm.
episode with a 3.1 out of 5. Go listen to our episode. We had fun on that episode. I had fun on that episode. I don't know if you
We
did.
did. We had stuff. Yes.
We talked for quite a bit about. I think it's one of our most in-depth episodes, just in terms of like digging into themes and stuff. So, yeah,
Mhm.
this is maybe my favorite of the Transformers movies thus far, but that's not a very high bar. On my list, this is ranked at 79. On your list, this is at 72.
Yeah.
But
Watch
of
the
course, the
episode.
movie that beat this out at 78.
You said this was a studio.
It is?
No way. MGM was a studio. This is a Roach Motel with no room service.
Yeah, a studio apartment.
Score of 3.1 out of 5. We have Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. This is another one that we disagreed quite a bit on in our episode. I think I enjoyed this a whole lot more than you did.
Yeah. I mean, again, watch the episode, but the gist of it is this was a very forgettable film for me.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of for me, but also Austin Butler is in this movie, which I keep bringing up because it is so weird that Academy Award nominee Austin Butler was in the Sharpay movie. But also I enjoyed the story of like an artist in New York City trying to make her big debut. It's fun. It's an interesting situation to put this character in. It's pretty cliche with how things play out, but hey, that's not the first High School Musical movie to be a bit cliche.
Yep.
So, number 77.
There must be other players in there.
The players there can stay retired. This bonus level is not required.
Oh, it's a bonus level.
With a score of 3.2 out of 5. Barbie Video Game Hero. That sigh, I think, encapsulates a lot of your feelings on this.
Yeah. Yep. Where does it rank?
Yeah. This is an interesting one. On my rankings, it's at number 50. On yours, it's at number 71.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which, this is another one that we had disagreements on. This is one I thought I like the creativity of the different animation styles, even if it didn't always work out. Whereas I think you and my sister Emma was also on this episode, maybe docked it more points for
the animation was a problem.
Yeah.
Like there's the first one is very troublesome, but I also just don't like the concept. So
yeah, it's Barbie gets sucked into a video game, and each level is sort of like playing on a different idea. So like the first one is like a roller skating type game. The second one is like a Candy Crush type game. The third one is Minecraft for some reason.
I mean, Minecraft was popular at the time.
Yeah. I mean,
and then the last one was Just Dance.
Yes.
Literally Just Dance.
Yeah. No, it was product placement within a product placement movie. Yeah, I enjoyed this one well enough, even though, yeah, the animation in the first part is very rough. They make a creative decision that leads to it looking very choppy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, number 76.
This is the best movie ever. And Veronica Von Vamp as the queen? Fantastic.
With a score of 3.2 out of 5 is Monster High Friday Night Frights. This is one.
No.
Oh, did I do the wrong one? Oh, Monster High Frights Camera Action. I said the wrong title.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one. So this is an interesting one. This one was one that we did with my sister Emma, who had not watched any of the other Monster High movies, So she ranked this quite a bit lower there, or scored this quite a bit lower than either of us did. Because on our lists, on my personal list, this is at 48. On yours, it's at 45. This was, I think, one of our favorite of the Monster High movies, just in comparison with all of the others.
Unfortunately, though, I don't really remember this one much.
This is the one where they're like going around to different places. It's like a world globe-trotting adventure.
Was this also like the backstory, someone of Rebecca's father or something?
Yeah. This is the one that has the backstory for that.
Yeah, the Vampire Council.
Well, there's two that have the different ones. Yeah, the Vampire
but
Council.
This was the weird one though.
Yeah. This one I had so much fun with. We have great character interactions. We have Hoodoo Voodoo getting his first sort of, and only I think, starring role in one of these. Just kind of being obsessed with movies and actresses, and yeah, I thought this was, of the Monster High movies, this is definitely one of my favorites. Like maybe top 3 or something. Maybe that's a little too high, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. A little bit sad to see it this far down the list, but again, we add guest scores into this, so the guest is coming in to the middle of a series that has a lot of characters and some interesting animation choices that can affect a score quite a bit. But yeah, speaking of episodes with guests, number 75.
Thanks for helping. Julia will fix everything. World not be destroyed. This time. Bye now.
Did she just say?
Monster High, Boo York, with a score of 3.2 out of 5.
Yeah.
This was an episode you weren't present for. Samario, our
Are you sure I wasn't present for this one?
Yes, because this is the one where I sang the New York.
Oh, right. I was sick with COVID
for the intro.
I had to miss it.
Yes. Yeah, but you did watch it and give it scores. Yeah, this has a lot of good ideas. Some good music, but not a ton of good music. This is one of those, a lot of the Monster High movies, because they have so many characters, kind of end up with too many plot lines and not enough time. And I think this is the biggest example of that. Which, yeah, I think that applies to the next one as well. Number 74.
This makes no sense. In my village, girls do everything boys do. Only do not smell so bad.
Monster High, Ghouls Rule, with a score of 3.2 out of 5. Again, this one had some really interesting ideas in terms of exploring the relationship between the monsters in the outside world. But yeah, just kind of isn't great.
Also, just the world building is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
This is the one where humans attack the monsters, but then every other film or episode is like, oh, well, it seems like 99% of the Earth is monster cities. So
the world building just kind of doesn't work. This is one of the ones that I think back on a little bit fondly. But yeah, I think it's just kind of too many characters, too many ideas going on, and not enough time. On my list, this is number 72. On your list, this is 76. So kind of in the same ballpark here. But in completely different ballparks, number 73.
Delicate yet saucy. Not unlike you, my dear Duchess. Or may I call you Amelia?
Please do.
Barbie, Princess and the Pop Star.
Yes, the first of the remakes of the classic Princess and the Pauper.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a story idea that they revisited quite a few times. Yeah, this is an interesting one. We have very different rankings here. My ranking is number 58. Yours is super high up, number 37. This ends
I
up at 73 just because we had guests on this episode. I
mhm.
believe it was my sister Emma, maybe my sister Sarah as well. Um,
I remember liking this one. Uh, this is
okay.
one where I have listened to the soundtrack, um, and I think I like the soundtrack a lot.
I listened to some of the songs on this soundtrack
Yeah,
still, so
I
yeah.
love the pop version of "To Be a Princess."
Which to me, I think when that started, because this is so derivative of Princess and
Yeah,
the Pauper, which not to spoil things, but that is pretty high ranked on both of our lists. So for me, it just kind of felt like a lesser version of that.
sure.
But I think if I listened to that song again, I would enjoy it maybe a bit more.
Hmm.
But yeah, number 72.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see those big bozos.
Me Grimlock no bozo, me
Yeah.
With a score of 3.3 out of 5. We have The Transformers, the movie.
Yes. A 1980s film.
Yeah. This has some really good animation.
It does. It is really well done. Unfortunately, it takes some really odd choices.
Yeah, that's not putting it mildly. There are some really fun and interesting ideas here, but the tone is just kind of all over the place. You have big moments of like drama and tension and character deaths that are contrasted with like upbeat pop music and rock music that is not quite fitting.
Yeah, yeah. You have like your entire characters being slaughtered. Well, that meme song. I don't know if you have the clip for us.
I don't currently have the clip. I can maybe
Well,
edit it in later.
like everyone who knows, they know this is
Yeah.
a huge meme. But like the best parts of this film were the first 20 minutes, where
Yeah.
if you watch the cartoon, it's great and also really horrific because all the characters you watch are dying. And then the rest of the film is just kind of all over the place, with some
Yeah.
again weird music choices, weird audio mixing choices, but yeah.
Yeah, this is on my list at number 77. You have this quite a bit higher at number 38. This is, I believe, oh yeah, it is the highest of any of the Transformers movies we've covered thus far. Is it your favorite of them?
No,
Okay.
as a whole, no. Like moments and animation wise, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get to our Transformers ranking episode. But yeah, on to a movie that I like a lot more than you, number 71.
You thief! You plan to steal my love, Princess Graziella.
No.
I'm going to marry... what's your name, sweetie?
Ken.
Kent!
Barbie, A Fairy Secret, with a score of 3.3 out of 5. This is just a silly movie.
It is a silly movie.
It is. I love it so much. Just the silliness overload. It's so much fun. The plot line is chaos. The characters are chaos. There's so many great moments and lines, and it's fun.
Yeah, this was also when we realized the connection to Barbie Diaries as well.
Yes, yeah, with characters crossing over, and yeah,
that's probably one of my favorite moments of the podcast when we made that connection.
Yes. Yeah, it's a fun episode. I remember having fun recording it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my number 63 on my personal list. You have it quite a bit lower at 77.
There are reasons for that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Listen to the
This
episode.
there is large portions of this movie that are very boring. But everything, this is when we get this version of Ken, who's in this one, and then the fashion fairy tale.
Yeah.
Who is just so much fun. It's fun to see the Ken character
One of
get
the best
this much
Kens.
focus. Yeah. We should this is an idea for later. We should do a ranking the Kens video.
We'd have to rewatch all the films to do that, but sure. We'll see.
So, number 70.
Shadowing, following. I started to follow people. Anyone first. I mean, that was the whole point. Somebody at random. Somebody who didn't know who I was.
Christopher Nolan's Following with a score of 3.3 out of 5.
Yes. This one.
This is his first film made for a very, very small budget. And I think with that in context, it's really impressive what he was able to do and how much of his style and his ideas come through even this early in his career. He's playing around with time and doing interesting things with twists and characterizations and reveals that feel consistent with the rest of his career. But yeah, it is very rough around the edges. The performances, he just got friends to be in the movie, so the performances are, some are good, some are not quite as good. It's in black and white and it looks pretty good overall, but you can tell there are limitations on what they're able to do. This was your first time watching it for the podcast, right?
It was. I haven't seen the film since, so
Yeah.
My memory's a bit fuzzy, but go watch that episode for my first insights on what this film was.
Yeah. I have this at number 75. You have this a little bit higher at 64. I think one of the big takeaways we had is that because we were watching the Nolan movies in reverse order, so we had just seen Memento before watching Following, and I think Memento is a better version of what Following is trying to do. Which we will talk about Memento at some point in the future here. But at number 69...
That must get kind of old. Always being hounded by people trying to take your picture?
You get used to it. I was made for the royal life.
Barbie Princess Adventure. A score of 3.3 out of 5.
The other Princess and the Pauper knockoff.
Yeah, there was a bit of a break in the Barbie movies. After they jumped over to Netflix, they started making the Barbie Dreamhouse Adventures TV show for a few years. So this was in 2020, they released Princess Adventure. I believe prior to that, they had stopped making them in 2017. So this is a spin-off of the Dreamhouse Adventures show, which at the time we watched this, we hadn't seen any of. Now we've seen quite a bit of it. You could go and listen to our reviews of those over on Patreon. But yeah, we're just kind of being introduced to a bunch of new characters and new ideas, and even still, yeah, it's Princess and the Pauper, but not as good.
Yeah, correct. I will say this one had a nice thing of having like two past Barbie actors.
Yeah.
You had Erica Liebrick and the brand new Barbie actress together in this film, which was cool to see.
Yeah, that was the best idea in the movie, and it really worked out well to sort of have those two actresses be in the same movie as like a direct reference to that. This was, again, it's just, of the three Princess and the Pauper movies that Barbie has done, I would probably rank this last, even though I think it
Yeah.
might be higher than the pop star one on my list. Yeah, on your list, it is definitely lower.
Yeah, I don't love the look of this universe of Barbie films. It's a
Yeah.
bit too The Sims.
Well, yeah, I have this at number 76 and you have this at number 52. Again, I think that's just kind of, at this point, your scores are very close together, whereas mine are a little more spread out. So it leads to very different rankings here. But yeah, moving on to number 68.
What? We have a slide? Where's Mr. Floaty? I'm going in.
Barbie Dolphin Magic. We were just talking about this one. This was the first one before the long break. Obviously, the last of the Barbie and her sisters movies in that sort of series. I guess we do see the puppies later, but they aren't nearly as present after this. Yeah, this is kind of my imagining for like the most middle of the road a Barbie movie could be. There's some stuff to like, there's some stuff to dislike, but for the most part, it just kind of is there.
It's there, pretty much.
We have a great villain in this one, who I'm forgetting her name, but she's a marine biologist who comes back in a later movie and I think is more interesting in the later movie. But yeah, don't really have a ton to say about this. I think this is one of our shorter episodes, just because, yeah, there's not a ton to talk about. But something with a little bit more to talk about, number 67.
Hey, we hungry. Need food. What kind of 2-bit operation you think is running?
With a 3.3 out of 5, Monster High: Escape from Skull Shores.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah. This is what I wish the Monster High movies were, which is this is a riff on the King Kong story, but with the Monster High characters. In the way that like Barbie and the Nutcracker is a riff on the Nutcracker, but with Barbie characters. I think it's just fun to see like the classic horror movie reinterpreted for the Monster High universe, and I kind of wish we got more of that throughout the series. Yeah, I think quality-wise, this is sort of middle of the road for Monster High. Just the story and the characters are interesting, but not as interesting as they sometimes get in other movies, which are a bit higher up. I have this at number 69. You have this at number 60. So in the same neighborhood. Number 66, speaking of other Monster High movies.
Caller 15. What matters to your heart?
Monster High: Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love? With a score of 3.4 out of 5. This was one we kind of disagreed on. Apparently, you have it at number 75. I have it at number 54. This was one of my favorites of the Monster High. This was the first of the 3D ones, sort of their jump into a new style. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought the characters were interesting. We get Valentine as the villain, who has sort of an interesting backstory within the Monster High universe. Yeah, this was a fun one. I think you were a little less charmed by it.
Yeah. Again, go listen to that episode.
Yeah. Number 65.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
With a score of 3.4 out of 5, Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Yeah, this is one. Usually when we have my sister Emma on the podcast, her score is quite a bit lower than ours. This is the one time where her score was so much higher than ours that it took something from On my list, this is number 86. On your list, this is number 80. When we factor in her score, this jumps up to number 65.
Oh, yep.
I remember watching it with her too, because it's like, this is one we watched a lot as a kid. So we both have a certain amount of nostalgia for this. And you watched it as a kid as well, right?
I did. I saw this in theaters.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we saw it in theaters, but we had the DVD. So I think the nostalgia for her really worked. For me, not as much, and apparently for you either. It's probably the best of the Beverly Hills Chihuahua movies, but that's not necessarily saying a lot.
This one has a budget at least. It has a high budget.
Yeah. There is, yeah. I mean, not even that high.
I mean, compared to the TV films, yes.
Yeah, yeah. This was a runaway success, though. It's still wild to me. I don't remember if the final grosses it's true for the final grosses, but this made more opening weekend than Disney's Wish last year.
Yeah. Marketing will do that to you.
Yeah. Also, I guess, yeah, I don't know if this is a better movie than Wish. That we're not getting into that. Number 64.
I suppose I'll just have to reduce the Nutcracker to a pile of splinters before he can find her.
Barbie in the Nutcracker, 3.4 out of 5. Ah, Tim Curry,
Nutcracker.
just the best. Yeah. This is one we've gotten some flack for ranking this. This is low. This was the first movie we ever covered for the podcast. So we were still figuring out how our rankings were going to work. This is the only one where we separated the story and the writing scores. So that led to some confusion. Yeah, this was... I want to revisit this at some point just to see how it holds up, having seen all of the other Barbie movies.
Yeah.
I think this is a lot of people's favorite.
Was a thing.
Yeah. And this has such a unique animation style. And then the motion cap, or not, I think it was rotoscoping technically, of the ballet performances. It's just so cool. I have this at number 67, so around this area. You have it quite a bit higher at number 41, which is probably closer to where it maybe deserves to be, given some of the things that are ranked higher, including...
You travel with Golly?
No, she has gone to ponder the great thoughts.
Number 63, Bionicle Mask of Light, the movie. They score of 3.4 out of 5. This was the first episode we did with our good friend Toa. One of our longest episodes ever, beaten only by the other Bionicle movie episodes.
As well as a whole lore video that you did with some other person.
Yeah, with Sam, who joined us for another of the Bionicle episodes. Yeah. This is the Bionicle movie. It has issues. I think for me, I talked about this a bit on the episode. I went into this movie being like, oh, I played with Bionicles as a kid. I read some of the comics. I'll just watch the Bionicle movie and then I'll be fine and I'll be able to do an episode about it. And I watched the movie and I had no clue what was going on. So I had to watch 9 hours worth of lore videos. And yeah, that's kind of, for your first movie, you maybe don't want that. But I think you and Toa both did a good job advocating for this as an interesting continuation of the Bionicle story that had already been told in the books and in the games.
Yes. But even still, when this came out as a kid, I enjoyed this kind of like a superhero film with the Toa. Um, Back before the MCU, we had this.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, and you ranked this quite a bit higher than I did. I have this at number 74, maybe a bit harsh. You have this all the way up at number 30. This isn't your favorite of the Bionicle, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I have rewatched this
It's
one
your second
probably the
favorite.
most. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe shouldn't be beneath number 62. Barbie Fairytopia. Score of 3.4 out of 5. Speaking of movies with potentially confusing world building.
Yes.
Fairytopia. Bibble brings the score down for every movie he's in.
Sure. I guess it's for me. It's really just the world building and some clunky story beats.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one we had a certain amount of disagreement on because this is one of the ones that I watched a bit as a kid. So I do have a familiarity with it that you didn't have. This is on my list a bit higher at number 56. On your list, it's a bit lower at number 69. So, yeah. This isn't even my favorite of the Fairytopia movies. I don't know how you would rank them. This might be my least favorite of the Fairytopias. Yeah. Yeah, moving on to number 61.
Oh, hi, Barnaby. You know him? He's eating my blanket.
Yes, he likes wool. Last week he ate all my socks. It's a miracle he's still alive.
Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. With a 3.4 out of 5. I'm curious to hear what you remember from this movie, if anything.
I liked some of the animation. Like this is kind of like one of your basic enjoyable racing films, kind of involving horses.
Well, that's the thing.
Like
most of the movie is relatively boring, but then there's certain sequences, and then the last act when it's Barbie in this big race, it suddenly becomes so much more compelling than you would ever expect it to be based on how the previous hour played out. Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, we both have this in a similar ranking here. I have it at number 62. You have it a little bit higher at 56.
What?
Yeah. It's one of the ones that I weirdly think about more than other Barbie movies that might be ranked higher. Like, I don't think about Barbie, Mariposa, and the Crystal Fairy or whatever that one's called. But I do think about Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. But yeah, speaking of ones that I think about more often than I would have imagined after having watched it, number 60.
I can't wait to check out the killer waves. Killer waves? That sounds scary.
Barbie and her sisters in a puppy chase. I remember we did like a whole big binge of Barbie where we were doing one episode a day for like a week. And by the time we got to this one, you were done. You were over Barbie. You were ready to be done with the podcast. And I was like, wait a second, there's something compelling here.
I also just didn't find this all that compelling. Like what you found compelling, I didn't really think was interesting.
The plot of this movie is so bad It is. Barbie and her
Yeah.
sisters have to go after their puppies. But what I like about it is Barbie throughout the entire movie is her normal Barbie self, upbeat, positive, trying to like get everyone together. We're going to figure this all out. And then at a certain point, she just has this like complete breakdown and has to admit that like she's just as scared as everyone else. And then because of that, like she has to learn to be okay with like, hey, maybe my sisters can help me out a little bit. It's one of the more interesting things character wise for Barbie that we've seen, especially in the movies. So yeah, I appreciated that, even though this is not a good movie. It shouldn't be this high up. I have it at 61, you have it at 55. Again, that's more of a reflection of the curves on which we score these than actual thoughts on
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies that have a bit of a curve in how we scored them, number 59.
How long have you been British?
Really? You're hung up on that?
Yeah. The Auntie Zoe I know loves to wear tracksuits and knit cat clothing.
Barbie Spy Squad, like 3.4 out of 5. This is above Tenet
Ooh.
and High School Musical. This is above Christopher Nolan's Following. This is above all of the Transformers movies.
How? Why?
Well, John, it's your fault. I have this at number 64. You have it at 54.
I don't know how it got there.
Yeah, I think at this
Barbie
point...
is the worst spy.
Yeah, this is just a weird movie. This was the era of Barbie, which you sort of coined as like they were doing all of the like things that kids TV shows do, all of the different little
genre
genres.
era. Yeah.
And this isn't the greatest. It has some moments. There's Laszlo is in this. He's fun. But yeah.
She's a lightsaber.
Yes. Weirdly not in the space one, but in the spy one, she has the lightsaber.
Yes, she does. Moving on.
Yeah. Number 58.
Bear with me, I'm new at this helping sea creatures thing, so... What troubles you, ghoul?
Monster High, Great Scary Reef, with a score of 3.4 out of 5. This was one of my favorites of the Monster High, like top 10 Monster High for me. This one has like giant sea creatures, which I always enjoy.
It's not sticking out to me that much.
I think it's relatively forgettable overall, but it has some moments that I really like.
I know because it's underwater. There are some impressive like animation stuff, but yeah. I don't know. The overall thing just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. I have it at number 55, so a little bit higher. You have it at number 59, so seems accurate with what we're saying here. But yeah, on to number 57.
I'm not getting married. I'm only 17.
17? Better late than never, my sweet. You don't look a day over 16.
With a score of 3.4 out of 5. Barbie in the pink shoes. That clip that I just played is so fun.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie doesn't quite reflect that.
Correct. Yes. The rest of the film is it's stuff.
This is interesting. So this is sort of a mid-period Barbie movie, but they're intentionally trying to harken back to the earliest Barbie movies. They even brought, I believe his name is Owen Hurley, the director of the first few Barbie movies. They brought him back for this one. And that's fun. The problem here is that the story is not all that great, and the message of the story doesn't fit with the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's about a ballet dancer, but the message is like, do your own thing. But ballet is like famously one of the kinds of dance where you are not supposed to do your own thing. Yeah. It's just kind of nothing.
I don't know how it got ranked that high for me.
Yeah, on my list it is number 51. On yours it is number 28. I wonder if that's
Why
like
is it so high?
animation or something.
Yeah, it has to be animation.
It could be
because it ain't story or
music.
characters.
It's the music.
Oh,
It's the music
that's right.
because they use the
It's the
classic
music.
and that's something you liked from the early Barbie movies. So
Okay.
that makes more sense. Yeah, number 56.
The final two have come to us all the way from the surface.
Land dwellers? No way.
With a score of 3.5 out of 5, Barbie Mermaid Power. This was, I think, the first of the Barbie movies to be released after we started recording the podcast. We didn't cover it when it came out because we hadn't gotten to that point, but it was like as we were doing our early episodes, we were like, oh, they're doing a new Barbie movie. We're going to have to cover it when we get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very middle of the road Barbie. This is Barbie, but mermaid, but Avatar The Last Airbender. We see the return of the villain from Dolphin Magic, which was fun. But yeah, this is also the first time we're talking about the two different Barbies. We have Malibu Barbie and Brooklyn Barbie. But yeah, there's not a whole lot more to talk about here.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff we'd already seen.
Yeah. I have this at number 60. You have it at number 44. On to number 55. Just slightly better than this movie.
I am the League of Shadows. I am here to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny.
With a score of 3.5 out of 5. Just barely beating out Barbie Mermaid Power is Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises. Again, this is the curves. The curves are affecting this quite a bit. This is my least favorite of the Dark Knight trilogy, but there's still a lot here to enjoy.
Yeah, it is a lot to enjoy, but also a lot of very contradictory stuff to the previous film and that whole thing. It's messy, but there's some really good stuff in this.
Yeah. At one point, this was my favorite of the Dark Knight trilogy. I've grown out of that phase, but yeah, I have this quite a bit lower at number 66. You have this quite a bit higher at number 27. I think our curves were a little bit different for what we were doing with the Nolan movies. But yeah, ranked above The Dark Knight Rises, we have
Our next concert will be the first concert ever performed in outer space.
Outer space?
with a score of 3.5 out of 5, Barbie and the Rockers.
Barbie and the Rockers sailing through the charts. Yeah.
It's a fun movie. It like this is the same era as the Transformers the movie.
Yes.
Both from this sort of 80s era of sort of Japanese animation being used by American studios to make these toy movies. And I mean, the animation is just, I love the aesthetic. The
It's got some
story,
good music, but the story, no.
the story is just Barbie has a concert in space, and then they go back in time, and there's time travel. It gets like weird interstellar-y for a little bit, with like characters meeting older versions of characters they met at different times.
Yeah, to be
But
fair, this is like 2 20-minute specials.
yeah, but we did it as one movie, which I think is that's how they're presented on like YouTube. So yeah, I have this at number 49. You have it at 51. So in the same ballpark here. Then at 53, we have
You're using reverse psychology on me.
Actually, am not.
You're telling me to take back what I've lost.
Not even close.
Monster High 13 Wishes with a score of 3.5 out of 5. This is another one that I have the video game for, weirdly. I haven't played much of it. Yeah, this is a Monster High movie. This is pretty middle of the road for Monster High, I would say. Maybe slightly above the rest, but yeah. I had fun with it for what it was. This one has some cool aesthetics. But yeah, on to number 52.
How much farther to the Betty?
We're almost there. Just make a left at this coral.
Make a left.
Lefting. Leftaroo.
3.5 out of 5. Barbie, Fairytopia, Mermaidia. Oh, this is one of
my
the better of the
trilogy.
Fairytopias.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, it has some really good moments. This is one where like I knew I had to use that one sound clip, but I was like, oh, there's so many other sound clips that I could use, like Bibble eating the berries or singing opera. Like, yeah, it's fun.
It's not my favorite Barbie
character
because I don't really care for Fairytopia, but
yeah,
of that trilogy, this is the top one.
Yeah, I have this at number 46. You have it at number 57. So similar ballpark. But yeah, number 51.
This place reminds me of that movie where a bunch of teens who work at a theme park find out they're actually test subjects for a mad scientist experiment.
Yeah, but they end up getting superpowers.
Barbie, Skipper, and the Big Babysitting Adventure. This is another one of the ones that was released while we were doing the podcast. I had fun with this one. I had a good time.
It's a very silly film.
It
is fun. You have that clown who just
yeah, the clown. You get their boss who's like, oh, this is one of the ones I would weirdly revisit moments from potentially. I probably wouldn't rewatch the whole thing. We have the return of Arlene from The Lost Birthday, which was fun. Yeah, there's some fun stuff here. I have this at number 57. You have it quite a bit higher at number 36. So, yeah.
I was in a good mood, I guess, when I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 50.
Almost 300,000. So far. I'm staying. For the French.
Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. With a score of 3.6 out of 5. I liked this more rewatching it than I expected to. But it also is missing some major emotional beats. And then the editing of it, the like different timelines, I think, confuse things more than illuminating them. I have a cut of the movie in chronological order that I downloaded. I haven't seen it yet, but I am curious to see if that works better for me. But yeah, still there are certain
Yeah.
emotional beats that we're missing. John, you have this a bit higher than me. I have this at 59. You have it at 32.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think it's kind of cool. But this is not one that I'm constantly urging to rewatch as opposed to other Nolan films.
Yeah, it's a heavy one. But yeah, number 49, a movie I think we can all agree is just slightly better than Dunkirk.
Chelsea's birthday's the 10th, but my phone says today's the 11th.
Huh? That doesn't make sense.
Barbie, Chelsea, The Lost Birthday.
Yeah. This one.
With a 3.6 out of 5. This is... I like it. It has some like interesting dream stuff. It is not better than Dunkirk, but as we've talked about many times on this list, there's some weird stuff going on this list. I have this at my number 45. Really, you have it at number 40. Yeah, I like this more than you.
I don't know, technicality.
It's
I guess
higher on your list than it is on mine. Yeah, I mean, and part of it is also you are missing those other 7 movies, so these are closer together than maybe you would think. But yeah, on to number 48. With a 3.6 out of 5, High School Musical 3, Senior Year.
Yeah,
it's been a while since we've had a High School Musical movie on the list.
Yeah.
Now we're getting back into them. This one might be the biggest
This
gap.
one looks like
I don't know. I
is.
keep saying that something might be the biggest gap, but I think this might actually legitimately be the biggest gap. Because I have it at number 68. You have it at number 15.
That's really like production value. It really shows.
This is... Yeah. The production values of this thing are insane. I'm not a huge fan of the story here. After really liking High School Musical 2, this felt like a little bit of a step backwards. But yeah, the visuals, the music is pretty good. Yeah, it's High School Musical 3. But yeah, of course, up next, number 47.
How about less vision seeing and more Toa saving?
Bionicle, Legends of Metro Nui. But yeah, this is the third Bionicle movie we're talking about here.
Yeah, it is my favorite, yes.
This is your favorite, right? Yeah. And this one, the gap between our scores here is just a little bit less than the last one. I have it at 65. You have it at 18.
That's our curvature right there.
Yeah. This is, for me, I think that's more... Yeah. For me, I think this is one of those that it didn't quite work as well for me as I was hoping. It's a somewhat generic plot. There are some interesting ideas, but it kind of doesn't have enough time to explore everything. Whereas I think for you, this is what you want.
Yeah, it's a plot that connects to me more than the other films.
Yeah. I think this is the best intro point to the Bionicle movies for anyone who's interested in starting out. So yeah, number 46.
Dear sister, make a move on me, and I will destroy your first blush of spring, and all of Fairytopia will be plunged into winter.
Barbie Fairytopia, Magic of the Rainbow.
Yeah.
This one is the one where it's like about a magic school. It's weird. It's interesting. It had some fun
Yeah,
moments.
sure.
We get my favorite character, whose name escapes me now, but is visually similar to Dionysus.
Yeah, this was another.
Yeah. I have this at 37,
Mm.
so a bit higher. You have this
Yeah.
a whole
This
lot
was one
lower
where
at
just the world
68.
building again brings it down, along with a lot of logistics. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one
Oh,
with Dizzle in it.
yes.
Bibble's girlfriend.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
Mhm.
Higher than Dunkirk. Anyway, number 45.
I feel connected, protected. It's like you're sitting right with me all the time.
Barbie and the Diamond Castle. I feel like this is one of the ones that people are going to respond poorly to, this being this low. I have it a little bit higher on my list at 25. You have it a
Yeah.
little bit lower at number
I
70. Okay, quite a
I
bit lower.
didn't really like this one
Yeah, we're
when we
seeing some
watched
big
it
splits with us here.
for reasons, I
Yeah.
guess.
I think I really like the first 20 minutes of this when it's just Barbie and whatever the other lady's name
I
is, just like
didn't
hanging out in their
because
cool
it
little
had nothing to
cottage.
do with the
And
plot.
then once
I
it gets
think.
into more of the
Yeah, I felt there was a lot
fantasy
of time
adventure
wasting with
stuff.
this one. You also have the dogs.
Yeah. It has some good music, has some the dogs. Oh, the dogs. Well, yeah, on to number 44.
Stop! I don't respond to sarcastic fun. It's not funny when it's not meant with sincerity.
Greta Gerwig's directorial debut, the mumblecore movie Nights and Weekends. This is one of the ones that you didn't watch. I did this one by myself. I like this one. This has a score of 3.6 out of 5. I have it at number 52 on my list. This has a lot of the same problems as a lot of the mumblecore movies do. There's not a ton of plot. Most of the dialogue is very sort of improvisational. But there's an authenticity to it that I really like. It's very different from any other movie we've covered on the podcast. But yeah, John, you don't really have anything to say about this one, so we can go down to number 43.
Megan, did you do something wrong?
Well, in order to answer that question, you need to define the parameters.
Yes.
Megan. The score of 3.7 out of 5. This was our April Fool's episode, which I think people thought meant that we didn't actually do an episode on it, but no, we did an episode on this. It was just like a fun thing for us to do because we both
Barbie adjacent
thought it would be
like
fun.
the
And
film
Barbie
actually
adjacent,
did delve into the toy industry a bit, which was actually topical. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
I had a good time with it. This is my number 44, your number 33. This is one of those that it's just kind of weird to rank it on this list.
It's been a long time as well.
Number 42, we have
I missed him. Little bit. Do not push it.
Monster High, Scaris, City of Fright, with a score of 3.7 out of 5. This is maybe my second favorite of the Monster High movies.
In retrospect, I think it's my favorite. It's fun going to a different location. Lots of fun bits that actually connect to each other in the end, plot wise. I think my biggest gripes was that the story itself was 40 minutes, and then there was an added 20 minutes unrelated to this. Kind of, it was an added on thing for the DVD, which kind of disrupted the flow.
Yeah, yeah, it's a short that came with the DVD that then got added into the digital release, which I liked it as it's like as its own thing. Um, this is where they really, for the first and I think maybe only time, nailed having multiple plot lines with this many characters and it all feeling fleshed out and well developed. Like most of the characters get moments. A lot of the characters have their own little like mini arcs that are fun. Yeah, this was my favorite of or one of my favorites of the Monster High. Um, I have this at number 32. You have it ranked a little bit lower at 47. Um, but yeah, this was just a really fun one. Speaking of fun, number 41. With a score of 3.7 out of 5, High School Musical El Desafío. Specifically the Mexican version.
You chose the wrong clip.
Yeah? What clip did you watch?
Fútbol, siempre fútbol.
Yes. This was so much fun. I loved this one. I had a great time with it. I don't think you liked it as much as I did. I have this at number 34. You have it at 65.
That's sure, yeah.
We did this episode with our friend Emily, and that was a lot of fun. You should listen to it. And honestly, go and watch this movie if you are a High School Musical fan who has not yet seen it. It's available on YouTube. The Mexican version has English subtitles built in. It's fun. Yeah, number 40.
Inspector, cracking the case, yeah, solving lots of mysteries all over the place.
With a score of 3.7 out of 5, Monster High Haunted.
I didn't
like
really
this
care
one.
that much. The logistics did not work in this one, at least.
I know. Yeah, you and our guest Samariel both watched it and came away with a lot of questions about the plot and the story. But for me, I was like so invested in it that I just didn't see any of those things as I was watching it. Wasn't until we were talking about it in the episode where I was like, oh yeah, that plot thing didn't quite make sense. I just had a fun time with this one. I was in the right mood for it. So yeah, number 39. High School Musical 2 with a score of 3.7 out of 5. I love this one. Revisiting it was so much fun. I have this at number 31. You have this at 73.
Yeah.
So quite the divide.
Like the
here.
main thing that I really liked about this film was just the music. I didn't really care about the production value or even the story, like you guys did. So
yeah. Samariel and I both gave this pretty high scores, which you didn't quite agree with. But that is also a fun episode. We talked about a lot of stuff, including like Breaking Bad and Dune and just random fun, but also a lot of stuff about High School Musical 2 and why I loved it and maybe you didn't as much. But yeah, slightly above this, whether you think it should be or not, is number 38.
The only labels we believe in are designer.
Barbie, Big City, Big Dreams. This is, of course, our introduction to Brooklyn Barbie. Of course, Barbie, the Barbie that we are familiar with, goes to school in New York and meets another character also named Barbie Roberts, who is from Brooklyn. And yeah they have a big city adventure at the school. We meet Rafa, who's one of my favorite characters in the Barbie series.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
There's
a cool song in here, I think. I don't. I don't really
Yeah,
remember
this has some good
anything
music.
much after that. So
Yeah, this is of course the sort of kickoff of the Barbie It Takes Two series, which I enjoy. We haven't talked about it yet on the Patreon, but we may someday in the future if we have time. So yeah, number 37.
Coy, feminine. Lacey, you're creating a tornado.
Barbie in the 12 Dancing Princesses. We're getting to the more Barbie heavy portion of the list just because of the way we graded these Barbie movies. It's
I
there's
suppose
going to
that
be more
makes
Barbie
sense,
movies
yes.
in this sort of next segment. Yeah. This one I liked it
I
a lot. I don't
enjoyed it.
think you liked it quite as much, and our guest Emma, I believe this was the first episode she was on. Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I have it at number 30. You have it at 22. Um this is one of I think this is the first of the sort of classic princess fantasy movies we're talking about. It's the lowest ranked of those for us
Yeah, it's
overall,
solid.
but I enjoy it a lot. This is another one I watched quite a bit as a kid. Yeah, it's fun. Number 36.
A hang glider is faster, but the burrows might be safer for Bella.
What do I do, Barbie?
Barbie Epic Road Trip. This is the first interactive Barbie movie.
And the choose your own adventure one.
Yep. Which leads to like it was interesting. We had two of my friends on this episode, Emma and Bethany, and the four of us all had very different experiences with this. Just because yeah, you choose your own path and some of the paths kind of loop back at each other, and this can either take you like 20 minutes to watch or an hour and 30 minutes depending on the choices you make. I had fun with it. Like it's hard to nail down what the story or the characters are because you're making so many choices that change those things, but it has like the weirdness of like there's if you make the right choices you can see some aliens or you end up in the haunted house in
Yeah,
Louisiana.
unfortunately, not all
It's
the
just
endings
fun.
really work as endings because the whole thing keeps trying to point you towards the real ending. Even if you get like a satisfying one, they're like, I wonder what a better one could be. Hint, hint. Click this link right here instead of ending it there.
Yeah, they want you to
well
keep
until you get
playing
to
it
like the
until you've seen
canonical
everything.
ending, I suppose. Quote unquote canonical.
Oh yeah, number 35.
Look, Delancey, they're serving floor cakes.
With a score of 3.7 out of 5. This is one we've talked about being disappointed before about how low this is in our rankings. This
criminal.
is Barbie Princess Charm School. Yeah, this is one of both of our favorites. I have it at number 17. You have it at 7. We had both of my sisters on for this episode. They gave it lower scores than either of us did. And it has led to this one being significantly lower on the rankings than we would like to see it.
Yeah. I love a lot of everything about this film. I love the aesthetic. I love the animation. It is the best looking Barbie film in terms of like facial animation and such. And then we got Portia.
Yes, Portia.
Just a top tier character. Yes.
That character archetype. I was last night watching for the first time Josie and the Pussycats, and you have Mel in that one, who is that character is just so much fun. Shows up in Mean Girls, shows up in a whole lot of teen movies. The sort of not quite fully there, but having a great time. Yeah. Above this, for some reason, though, at number 34, we have
Your wings.
Your
Barbie, Mariposa, and the Fairy Princess.
It's a disappointing sequel to a really solid film. Making really weird choices, like making Mariposa clumsy, and then not having Chiarazani voicing the character.
Yeah.
Which is the big crime.
Yeah. Yeah. I have this at 33. You have this at 39. It should be lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 33.
Of all the ghouls I could have been fused with, I end up with Toralei?
Huh. Just lucky, I guess.
Ow!
Monster High Freaky Fusion. This one was fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. This is definitely one of my favorite of the Monster Highs. We get Nathan Rott, who is my favorite character. He's a zombie unicorn. What's not to love? We get some backstory for Frankie and her grandfather, Frankenstein, and here we also get more backstory for Hezekiah Steam, Rebecca's father. There's some time travel stuff. There's some fusion stuff. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I have this at 41. You have it at 49. So similar ballpark here. But number 32. Barbie in A Mermaid Tale. The score of 3.8 out of 5. This was another one we did with Samariel, and then my sister Sarah also joined us for this one. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. There you go.
We get the Queen of the Waves song, which is so good. And yeah, it's just kind of a normal Barbie mermaid adventure. But pretty well done.
Pretty well done. It does get overshadowed with another one, but it is pretty well done.
Yep. Well, yeah, number 31. Speaking of our favorite version of Ken. Barbie in A Fashion Fairy Tale. With a score of 3.8 out of 5. This one, Ken's plotline is so much fun. The Barbie stuff is a little bit incoherent. It's one of those like save the barn plot lines, but there's like not fairies, they're flairies involved in fashion design and stuff. The villains are kind of fun, but Ken is the best. Ken's doing like a planes, trains, automobile thing to get to Barbie, and everything goes wrong, and it is hilarious to see.
Yeah, I didn't love this one.
Okay. Yeah, I have it at number 23. You have it a bit lower at number 42. So, a bit of a split in our thoughts here. But yeah, another, speaking of splits in our thoughts, number 30.
Be reasonable, Vakama. How do you know my name? I know a great deal about you.
With a score of 3.8 out of 5. Bionicle 3, Web of Shadows. I love this movie.
It's my least favorite of that trilogy, but the reason why it's so high, one of the big reasons why it's so high is Kathleen Barr as Rudaka.
Yes, great performance. Wonderful. She is so good in this. Every scene with her is just phenomenal. We also have Alessandra Giuliani as Vakama, who I think is underrated in this movie. He's in a lot of the Barbie movies, including ones we've talked about, but his performance here is just so good. Yeah, this is my favorite of the Bionicle movies by a long shot. It's a villain layer as a movie, and anyone who listens to this podcast knows how much I love villain layers. So it's just so weird and yeah, just wild. And I like that kind of stuff. So I have this at number 26. You actually have it a little bit higher than me at 24. even though our thoughts on it are very different. But yeah, number 29.
Maybe pearls. Wow, no! Wow, much too yesterday. Now rubies and diamonds. Now we're talking. Oh, it's just so fire and nice.
With a score of 3.8 out of 5, Barbie of Swan Lake.
Swan Lake, yes. Continuing the ballet Barbie stories.
Yeah. I like this one. This is maybe the one that I have the most memories of as a kid watching. It's fun. It is not as good as some of the other early Barbie movies. I think of the sort of classic era, this is maybe a little bit lower down than like even Nutcracker is maybe a little bit better, though I'd have to revisit it to say that for sure. But you actually have this ranked pretty high. You have it at 17. I have this at 47.
I don't know.
I think for you, this
17.
is the music. The music score is bringing it up for you.
Probably.
Because I think you gave this a 5 out of 5 for music. So, but yeah, on to number 28. You're just alluding to this one.
Where are ya?
Look down, like the ends of your frowny little mouth.
Barbie in A Mermaid Tale 2. This is the better of the two. I agree with you on that one.
It is. I mean, partially would have to be because of like the other character joined with Barbie in this one. I forget her name, but
yeah,
a good contrast.
The Australian swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get Alistair, who's fun. The fish who was in the clip that I just played.
Yeah.
I have this a little bit lower at number 40. You have it at number 21, so a little bit higher. Yeah, this was
also
just
like
a fun
this
one.
was like a large gap between Kelly Sheridan performances.
Yes,
but also like the animation of
her
this
returning
one is just top notch as well.
Yeah. So yeah, on to number 27.
A monster! For once, can't we go someplace without a monster?
With a 3.8 out of 5, Barbie Mariposa.
This is criminal.
What? It is.
This is
it
criminal.
is. But
why?
Because everyone on that episode, you were on that episode, my sisters were on that episode. You guys, all three of you, gave this low scores for some reason. I was the only one giving this high scores. I was the only one who understood that this is the third best Barbie movie.
I knew that this is one of the best as well. I don't know why it's so low. Why did I rank it so low?
I love this one. This is I'm forgetting her name. Oh, this is bad of me. Let me look this up.
Chiarazani.
Well, yes, Chiarazani is incredible as Mariposa. But I'm talking about the writer Elise Allen, who co-wrote the first Fairytopia movie, which we had a lot of problems with. This feels like she's revisiting everything she did in that one, but with more perspective and more experience. And it leads to such a good story that is thematically so much more interesting and sound than what Fairytopia did. Where Fairytopia was like, if you do a good thing, you'll get your wings back. Here it's more like, no, Mariposa has to find her place in society and where she fits. It's also just a fun like adventure movie.
Maybe I had issues with the antagonist. That's probably why it was low. Maybe.
That might be the case. Yeah. This is my number 14, your number 34. So it's too low for me, but
That is too low
yeah.
for me as well.
Somehow it's beneath number 26.
That doesn't look anything like me! This has to be the best cake ever! In the history of... history!
Barbie and the Secret Door. Score of 3.8 out of 5. I think we watched this after having taken a break from Barbie. And so we gave this scores that were like we had a couple weeks or a month between episode recordings. And so our scores are just way higher than they should be for what this is.
I mean, this one also had some fun energy to it. Like a manic energy.
Yeah. Malusha is a fun villain. I believe this is the last of the Barbie movies with production designed by Walter P. Marthisius.
Yeah.
Who did so many of the early Barbie movies and really defined the like fantasy aesthetic of so many of these things. Yeah. This is my number 36. You have it a little bit higher at 23. It doesn't need to be this high up. It's not bad, but it doesn't need to be this high up. But yeah, now we're in the final 25. This is the best of the best, apparently.
Apparently. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how people feel after we reveal what our number 25 is.
What's your name? Papa Doodle Doo? Salt and Papa? Cutosaurus Rex?
Barbie and her sisters in The Great Puppy Adventure.
Yeah, the one that we were dreading, but it was surprisingly decent.
Yeah, no, this was actually kind of fun. It's like a National Treasure or Indiana Jones type adventure movie. The puppies are the worst part, but everything around them actually kind of works. And like the music is so good. Yeah. I have this at number 35.
The
you have
puppies
it at 25.
don't speak in this one, do they? I don't think they do.
No, they don't. Or no, they do. They do, but they
Okay.
No, they do. They do. I remember because the clip that I chose had some puppy speaking, so
okay.
They shouldn't be speaking, but yeah. Yeah, it was one of the biggest surprises of the podcast for us. And at number 24, very similar movie.
Why didn't you come forward with this information when she died?
She swore me to secrecy. She didn't want anybody to know about that. I was honoring her wishes.
A body dumped on a pile of garbage?
I was her friend.
With a score of 3.9 out of 5, Christopher Nolan's Insomnia.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
film.
One of the least memorable of the Nolan films for me. It's fine. I like it well enough.
remember it mostly for Robin Williams.
Yeah. I don't imagine I'll revisit it much, if ever, again. Yeah, you can listen to our episode for more in-depth thoughts on that. But right above it, at number 23...
Back it up, zomboys! We're moving this party underground, where zombies belong!
with a score of 4 out of 5, my favorite, Monster High Electrified. This is my favorite of the Monster High movies.
I had some issues, but it is well made.
It's the one to me that feels like it best executes on the idea of Monster High as like playing with horror tropes, but for kids in a kid appropriate way. It's so much fun. We have like mad scientist stuff. We have Monica, the best villain ever, with her Night of the Zomboys. There's some weird animation stuff, but overall the animation is pretty good. Character designs, not so much, but yeah, I love this one so much. It's easily my favorite of the Monster High, and I'm glad to see it crack the top 25. I have it at number 18. You have it quite a bit lower at 46 on your personal list. But yeah, number 22.
You think you can be musketeers? Prove it.
Barbie and the Three Musketeers.
Yes, the constantly flipping Barbie.
Yeah, this was
Cartwheels.
yeah. We did this episode with my friend Rachel and had a lot of fun with it. This has some really bad combat choreography, but I think the story is a lot of fun.
Yeah, also some weird weaponry, but yeah. Plus a cat for some reason.
Yeah, this is written by, I believe her name is Amy Wolfram, who is one of our favorite of the writers for the Barbie movies. And this is one of the best examples of her writing just sort of being a little bit above what you would expect from a Barbie movie. Yeah, I have this at number 20. You have it at number 26. So we're sort of in the same area on that one. And then number 21. Barbie as the Island Princess. A score of 4 out of 5. This is one of the early Barbie musicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun one.
I can't tell you anything about this one.
It's sort of Tarzan-ish, where Barbie is on an island being raised by animals, and then she goes back to society and has to adapt
Yeah,
to
I
the way
know
things are.
that. I know that. I just can't tell you what I feel about it.
Yeah, you can listen to our episode for our full thoughts. I enjoyed this one. This is another one I watched quite a bit as a kid, so yeah, it's fun. There's some good songs. I think you weren't as big of a fan of the songs as I was, though my ranking is 24. You have it all the way up at 16. So, but yeah, number 20 into the top 20 here. We have another one of our biggest surprises watching these movies.
Ladies, hold on to your hairpins. I've got bodacious news.
Barbie the Pearl Princess.
Bodacious. Yeah, this was another surprise because we were like, oh, another mermaid one. But then it was actually good and really surprised by that.
Yeah, this is sort of a riff on the Rapunzel story, but it's so much fun. There's so much like intrigue and stuff going on. It's great. The villains are fun. We get the prince character who's obsessed with flowers. It is just very sweet. Yeah, it's such a good. The third act of this just brings everything home so well. And we get drama and tension and excitement, and yeah, it was at this point, this is one of the sort of mid to later tier or mid to later time Barbie movies. And it's more of a return to earlier sort of fairy tale adaptation stuff. So that was a lot of fun to see. And yeah, number 19, we have
I want to go where culture is, like New York, or at least Connecticut or New Hampshire, where writers live in the woods.
Lady Bird. Greta Gerwig's Lady Bird with a score of 4.1 out of 5. This is lower than I would want to see it. I have this as my number 2. You have this as your number 50.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the Gerwig
was
one that
not
I had
my
you
cup
watch.
of tea.
I think. Yeah. I think in retrospect you would have liked Little Women more if I had brought you on for that episode. But
probably. We'll see.
Yeah. It's Lady Bird is just such a good coming of age story, and yeah, it's everything Greta Gerwig does well. It is a compelling protagonist surrounded by supporting characters who get a surprising amount of depth for how little time they spend on screen. The performances are great. It's funny, it's dramatic, it's so good. I love this film so much. Yeah, you have it at number 50, so exactly halfway through your list, which I think kind of reflects what you said on the episode of not having a strong reaction to the movie in either direction.
Right.
Keeping the trend going, number 18, we have
No, this is no longer Barbie's dream house. This shall henceforth be known as Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Barbie, Greta Gerwig's Barbie. With a score of 4.1 out of 5.
Yeah.
I love this film. You don't love it quite as much as I do.
So it is one where every time I revisit it, the film gets worse each time for me. I don't like it. It's also like because we started this podcast in preparation for this film, this is just so disappointing that nothing that we did actually mattered for this film. Honestly, this is probably near the bottom of my ranking of all these films.
Huh. Yeah, I love this film. I have it at number 5. You have it at number 35 based on numerical score. I mean, it's so much fun. It's so entertaining, but it also has a lot to say. And that's kind of what I want to see from movies, especially a Barbie movie. It's maybe not my favorite Barbie movie, or like in terms of pieces of Barbie media, I think Life in the Dream House is sort of the top just in terms of what can be done with the Barbie brand. But this just is so good. Worthy of all of the success it has had, in my opinion. Every time I rewatch it, I find something new to appreciate. But also that like first experience in the theater, which I think we had very different experiences in the theater, because I was in a theater where everyone was dressed in pink, and I had a whole big group of friends, people who had been guests on the podcast before. We were just having a great time. Yeah, it's so I love it, and I know you don't love it as much or at all.
Yeah, I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, but again, on revisits and on retrospect, I just don't really like a lot of the decisions made.
Oh yeah, coming in at number 17, we have
Tower, tower, do your part. Never release your prisoner with a lion heart.
Barbie as Rapunzel. Weirdly, less of a Rapunzel story than the Pearl Princess.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I guess neither of them have her with long hair. This one has the dream sequence where she has the long hair, but this was the first. Remembering back to when we were watching this, because we had just seen Nutcracker, and we were like,
this was
"Oh
the
no!"
first one that we were like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah,
there's some quality to these."
yeah, and this is still so high up. So it's like they did make better Barbie movies, but this is still sort of the peak of what they were able to achieve with the character in these animated movies. I have it at number 16. You have it a little bit higher at number 12. But yeah, moving on, number 16.
Nice looking salad. Would you pass the Space Ranch, please?
Barbie Starlight Adventure. The first sci-fi Barbie movie. This one was fun.
Yeah, like this one, hands down, the best looking Barbie film out there. I wish that maybe this film was an hour longer than what it was, because
yeah, weirdly,
it's disappointingly short on a lot of
Yeah.
moments. Like, I wanted to spend more time getting to know some characters, help building up the arcs, make sure the conflicts have more meat.
Yeah, this is one I kind of wish that they would go back and explore this world a little bit more, because it's just a fun sort of sci-fi, but very very much that, like, it's a very unique brand of sci-fi,
Mm-hmm.
which I really like. Um, I have this at number 12. You have this at number 8, so this is cracking into your top 10 here. But yeah, speaking of cracking into your top 10, number 15.
I had to ask them. I had to talk to a stagehand. And look, they put on too much butter. It's pooling.
Barbie in A Christmas Carol.
Yes. The cheating film. Using a very well done story.
Yeah, it is hard to mess up A Christmas Carol. And this one doesn't mess up A Christmas Carol.
Also has some classic Christmas music to it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. This one we had my dad on for the episode because he's a big Christmas Carol fan. So that was fun to kind of talk with him about this. And, like, yeah, it's not the best Christmas Carol adaptation, but it is the best Barbie Christmas movie, so that's worth something. Number 14.
Wait, you're the one who's supposed to be at Camp Pop. 'Cause you're the one who's supposed to be at Camp Royalty.
Barbie Rockin' Royals.
Yeah, this one was fun.
Yeah.
The concept is, like, not the most unique, but I found it interesting that those two didn't exactly meet until, like, the third act.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. This was one of the surprises for me. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it ended up being.
Right.
Just because, yeah, I never heard about it talked about as one of the better Barbie movies, but it was one of my favorites that we watched. Chiara Zani gives a good performance in it. We have lots of fun little moments and some good songs. Yeah, I have this at number 15. You have this at number 10.
Yes.
But yeah, on now to a very different movie for number 13.
The important thing isn't can you read music, it's can you hear it. Can you hear the music, Robert? Yes, I can.
They score a 4.2 out of 5. Oppenheimer.
Yes, part of our Barbenheimer double feature.
Yes. Oh, I love this film. This is the one where I had been sort of after being a big Nolan fan in my teens, then watching Dunkirk and especially Tenet, I was like, do I like Christopher Nolan anymore? And then I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX and was like, okay, yeah, I like Christopher Nolan still. He can still make something that I appreciate and enjoy. And then I went back to see it in IMAX again and I liked it even more. And then I watched it at home and I was worried, without the big screen, is it going to work as well? And I found it just as engrossing. Yeah, I just, this is such a well-made film, such a deserving Best Picture winner, and it's made $1 billion at the box office wildly. Like, this is a 3-hour drama about a historical figure that just really hit the zeitgeist so well.
Yeah. This is, for me, like the opposite to the Barbie film, where I respect it more the more I think about it.
Okay. Yeah. I have this at number 11 on my list, and you also have it at number 11.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on to number 12.
My ex-friend and nemesis, Mamie Claire, stole my ideas and my fiance. She's one of those people that doesn't have any good ideas for her own life, so she just steals all of mine. And then she literally stole my cats.
Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig's Mistress America. This is their second collaboration. It's written by Greta Gerwig and Baumbach and directed by Noah Baumbach. And it's just such a fun little movie. It's almost works as a continuation of what they were doing with Frances Ha, but sort of in more of like a screwball comedy sense. There's a central 40-minute sequence that is some of the best writing and acting and editing that I've seen in this kind of sort of dramedy type thing. Yeah, it's such a fun time. A lot of great memorable characters. John, you weren't on this episode, so you can't really comment on the movie. But yeah, just it's worth checking out if you are a fan of Greta Gerwig or Noah Baumbach. Then number 11.
You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby. I'm from San Francisco.
That's who you were. That's not what you become.
Christopher Nolan's Memento. His second ever film. Just such an incredible debut.
Very unique film.
Yeah. And it works on so many levels, at least for me. It has such interesting character dynamics, and the concept of it, of like telling the story in reverse, just works so well to get you in the mindset of the character.
Yeah. For me, the concept works better than the actual story. If you were just to look at the story timeline wise, it's okay, but it works much better because of the way it's told.
Yeah, having seen the chronological cut, it definitely, the editing is what, or the order that it's put in just works so well. And yeah, I mean, I love the story as well. Beyond that, it's sort of a noir inspired story that, yeah, it feels like Nolan was taking the things he did in Following and improving upon them. And then number 10.
Top 10.
Go ahead. Knock yourselves out.
Yep.
Oh, he's such a mule.
Yes, kicking off the top 10 here with Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus.
Yes. The one that broke the mold in giving us a sassy Barbie.
Yeah, this was the first ever original Barbie movie of these like early animated ones. All of the other ones had been based on fairy tales up until this point. This one goes off in its own direction and I think knocks it out of the park. We have the writers, I believe it's Cliff Ruby and Alana Glesser, who are our favorite Barbie movie writers. They did most of our favorites, including Rapunzel, which we already talked about. But yeah, Ask Me on the Right Day, and this is my favorite Barbie movie. Yeah. Oh, I should say this is my number 8 and your number 14. But yeah, at number 9, we have...
Do sheep have lashes? Ask your father.
We're going sideways.
Dad, do sheep have lashes?
Doesn't anyone want to pay attention to what's actually happening?
Dad wants credit for fording the creek.
Oh, I don't want credit. Forget it. Go back to your conversation.
Noah Baumbach's White Noise. Yeah, you weren't on the episode for this one either. I kind of wish I had made you watch this, because I think this and the Greta Gerwig's Barbie make such an interesting double feature, because they're kind of about the same things in different ways. White Noise is an adaptation of a classic novel starring Adam Driver and Greta Gerwig, and it's weird, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it a lot. Yeah, I have this at number 19 on my own personal rankings. But yeah, this was just, I had fun with this. I was not expecting to. The reviews of it were not great going into it, but when I saw it in the theater, I just loved it so much. Yeah, number 8, though, we have...
The trick was too good. It was too simple. The audience hardly had time to see it.
He's a dreadful magician.
No, he's a wonderful magician. He's a dreadful showman. He doesn't know how to dress it up.
Christopher Nolan's The Prestige with a 4.3 out of 5.
Yes. The one that I constantly, like, just goes out of my mind, but every time I remembered of it, it's like, oh yeah, this is, like, really good. Why does I always forget about it?
Yeah, ask me on the right day, and this is my favorite Nolan movie. It's so well constructed, and it's a twist movie that once you know the twist, it actually works better because you're following the characters and what they're doing and what's going on. It's so good. I love this film. I'm a bit disappointed that this is one of the Nolan films that tends to get forgotten, and it really doesn't deserve that because it's one of his best. Yeah, on my list this is number 7. On your list this is number 5. So breaking into the top 5 for you. Then up number 7.
You're stronger than your father.
You didn't know my father.
But I know the rage that drives you. That impossible anger strangling the grief until the memory of your loved one is just poison in your veins.
With a score of 4.3 out of 5, Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins.
Interesting that it's so high.
Yeah, so the reason that it's up here is this was an episode we did with my sister Emma, and she really, really liked this one. I liked it a lot as well, though I have it ranked at number 38. You have it a little bit lower at number 9. But this is such a good introduction to Nolan's version of Batman.
It is. But it's not one that I feel necessarily to want to watch it. Like, I've seen it a few times, and, like, I don't feel the need to watch it again. It's...
Yeah. I had fun watching it for the podcast, and I think we decided on the episode that you liked it less than I did, even though you gave it a higher ranking than I did.
Right. I like it.
This isn't my favorite of the
but
yeah,
I've just seen better.
I enjoy it quite a bit. Yeah, on to number 6.
You seem older. Like, a lot older. But less, like, grown up. It's weird.
Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig's Frances Ha, with a score of 4.4 out of 5. This was another one that I did without John. Such a great film. It captures that, like, being in your 20s without quite knowing what you want to do with your life or where your life is going. I've seen this now once more, besides when I watched it for the podcast. I saw it in theaters, and it's a lot of fun. It is everything I love about Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig as creators in terms of the personality they infuse and the situations they come up with for the characters, and it all just works so perfectly. John, I don't know if you'll ever watch this one, but if you ever do, I would be curious to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, this is on my personal list. This is number 13. But on now to number 5.
What would it be like to be? What would it be like to be free?
With a score of 4.4 out of 5. The highest ranked Barbie movie, Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper.
Yes. It's
it's
interesting that Barbie peaks so early in the film career.
Yeah. And they know it because they kept revisiting this.
Yeah. I mean, the story, the music, the way the music is incorporated into the story, it's just all really well done. Plus, like, really fantastic singers that match the actresses. Just well done all around.
The actress. It's just Kelly Sheridan. She's doing two different voices.
Right.
For the two different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about this whole thing. We have Preminger as the villain. It's every element is working so well. I think the one thing that kind of brings it down is the animation, which is of a piece with all of these early Barbie movies. Yeah, I almost wish that someone would go back in and reanimate this, but keep everything else, because everything else is so well constructed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the one. If anyone ever asks me what Barbie movie they should watch of the animated ones, this is easily the one that I would recommend most. It works the best. Yeah, I have this at number 3 on my list. You have this at number 4. Which, considering some of the movies that we have beneath them, is a pretty high spot.
Yes.
But yeah, on to number 4.
You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
With a 4.4 out of 5, Christopher Nolan's Inception.
Oh yeah. Depending on the day, this could be one of my favorites.
Okay. This was my favorite Nolan for a very long time. I think on rewatch for the podcast, it didn't hit quite as hard as some of his other ones did. But I mean, it's Inception. It is so well made and well constructed, and the production and the effects are so good. Yeah. I have this at number 10 on my own list. You have it at number 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to the average number 3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
With a score of 4.7 out of 5. The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah. Once again, depending on the day, this one could be my favorite.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Nolans as well. It's so good. The way it delves into like the narrative and the complexities and what does Batman mean as a figure, and then also the whole thing with the barges or the ferries at the end is just such a great moment of, often in movies, in superhero movies, you have the villain is defeated in some test of strength. But in this one, Joker is defeated in a test of ideology. It's that his ideology is wrong, and that he does not have, his view of humanity is incorrect. And I just find that like so uplifting and optimistic, for especially compared to other Nolan films. It's unfortunate that because of Heath Ledger's death, we didn't get to see what would have continued off from the ideas here.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the next film kind of proves this point.
Yeah. The ideology kind of swings between the two of them. But yeah, you can listen to our episodes for our full thoughts on this. Is one of our longest episodes, which I remember because my sister Emma and I, who were on the podcast together, we were watching this in the background as we were doing the episode, and we got most of the way through it before we were done recording. But yeah, number 2.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
A score of 4.7 out of 5. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar.
Yes. It's currently ranked at my number 1. But
yeah.
Like I said, depending on the day, these last 3 Nolan films could just move up to number 1.
Yeah. this was interesting for me. So this is, I think, the only of these movies that we saw in theaters together.
Yeah, correct.
And when we saw it in theaters the first time, I walked out being like, "Oh, this is my favorite movie ever made." But then over the
Me too.
years, as I've sort of thought on it and rewatched it, like the last 20 minutes, the twists that happen there don't quite work for me. But watching it for the podcast, even though it didn't work for me on like a story or scientific level, it worked so well for me on an emotional level that I kind of have to forgive my issues with it. And yeah, this is maybe my favorite Nolan movie. Definitely a top 3 Nolan movies. On my personal list, this is number 4 overall of the 100. But yeah, just such a great and so astoundingly designed. I want to see this if they do the IMAX re-release, which is kind of up in the air right now. I'm planning on going to see it because it seems like it would be just incredibly stunning in that setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, on to number 1, top of the list of the 100 movies we've covered thus far for the podcast.
And I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
With a score of 4.8 out of 5. Greta Gerwig's Little Women. Yeah, this is just a phenomenal film. I regret on the episode I didn't give this 5s across the board. I regret that kind of, because this is a 5s across the board type of film. It's just so good, so well made, so well constructed. It works so well. The narrative is so good. All of the supporting characters get their moment to shine. It's emotionally, it hits so well. I saw this in theaters with my family when it came out initially, and just was blown away by it and continue to be blown away by it years later. Yeah, John, I think you should watch this one eventually. And I would like to get your reaction when you do, but just so good. I think very deserving of the number 1 spot here. And yeah, this is number 1 on my personal list as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our top 100 ranked movies, everything we've talked about in the podcast. Again,
Let's
anything
never
you want
do
to hear
this
more
for
about, we have
200.
full episodes on each of these movies. Yeah, that's a bit too much. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media. We are Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Twitter and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed our episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon. We will be back next week to talk about, I believe we're doing Battleship next week.
Battleship.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you'll see. But yeah, until then, don't rank 100 movies because it's a little bit too many to rank feasibly. But it was fun. Bye, Barbie.
Sure. Bye.